I am so excited that Autumn was so gracious to offer to do a team call for all of us and talk about 80-day obsession, because I know for me, 80-day obsession radically transformed my life in so many ways, body, mind, and spirit. And there's no better person to learn about 80-day obsession than from Autumn. So really quick, I'm just gonna share the video with you guys, the promo video, so you can watch it for those of you, because I know we have a handful of new coaches on here. And then I'm going to go through transformations, and then I'm going to open it up for Autumn to speak and talk about just 80-day obsession. We'll do a Q&A. And if you guys are new to Beachbody and you're on here, Autumn is the best of the best. She was the first, her program, 21 Day Fix, was the first program I ever completed as a coach. I lost 9 pounds and 13 inches. The first one I ever completed. And her programs have transformed so many challengers of mine, and I'm just humbled and blessed to have Autumn on this training with all of us. So I'm going to share the promo video if you have not seen it. Hopefully you have seen it, but I just want to share it with all of you so you can see it, so you know if you want to share this with your challengers, and then we'll let Autumn take it away. So thank you again, Autumn. You're the best. Seriously.
My pleasure.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share the video, and then I'll share a couple transformations, and then we will let just Autumn take it over. And have your questions ready for after. Share the screen. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's not on. Oh, where'd it go?
Beachbody on Demand. 80-day obsession. This one-of-a-kind program is 80 days of obsessive focus on fitness and nutrition. Developed by super trainer Autumn Calabrese.
So Beachbody asked me to create a program that would build your butt, but also shred out your abs at the same time. I was like, you can't do that in 21 days. I need at least 3 months. And even that is really going to push it a little bit. But if we are truly, truly obsessed about it and focused on it, you can get it done in 80 days. Fight for it, make it count, be obsessed with finishing it. I spent a year developing specific moves with the right workouts in just the right sequence, plus added in precise timed nutrition, and that is 80-day obsession.
80-day obsession is 80 brand new workouts in 80 days with a sequence of 6 types of workouts in a weekly rotation that will push you so hard you'll have to be obsessed. There's booty workouts focusing on the butt and strengthening the upper hamstring.
That booty takes work. I'm sorry, but it's just fantastic.
Plus, there's leg day, cardio core.
Welcome to cardio. You just have to keep trying your best.
Total body core, cardio flow, and AAA.
It is AAA, arms, abs, and
all while using the Beachbody loops and sliders for increased resistance and results.
The sliders, they're easy to use, but I really feel my core engaged whenever I do use them.
String pulls her up, lets her down.
The loops are good at isolating smaller muscles and your glute muscles because your core is holding you in, but there's no other muscle you can really use except your glutes.
Every time one of these routines is revisited, it's a little different to keep your body progressing over 80 days, and the results will come fast. These changes happen in only 30 days, and his changes happen in 30 days. And with a full 80 days, you can get the total body transformation that will knock your socks off. And now, for the first time, Beachbody On Demand members can experience each day of this new program in real time.
Really, ask yourself, how bad do you want this?
We'll be posting the guidebooks, meal plan overviews, and tutorials in early January, so you're completely prepared and ready to start with the tens of thousands of people who will take on this extreme program, all starting at the same time on Monday, January 15th.
Load it up, here we go.
Each day's workout will be posted for you to do along with the cast and Autumn Calabrese.
This program is really different because it's never the same workout and they're never going to feel the same twice. The whole purpose of filming 80 workouts is to stay off of that plateau.
With 80-day obsession, it's like you're walking into Autumn's personal fitness class every single day.
This is the first time I get to interact with everybody just like I would if they were to step into the gym and hire me to be their personal trainer. Come on! We're
by day, you'll feel like you're part of the action, following along with Autumn and the cast as they progress through the program.
This is like 80 days of discipline and dedication, and it's going to like change your lifestyle.
And we know you're going to love it, but that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Because if you want a firm, rounded booty and sculpted abs, and you're willing to obsess over your fitness and nutrition from day one, you can see fast progress like this. That's just 30 days. Look at his progress in just 40 days, and her results in only 38 days. Imagine what you can do in 80 days.
My booty definitely feels more lifted. Also, I'm just...
Okay, so I'm going to end it there just because it just goes over some of the end parts, and I don't want it to give too much information because I want Autumn to share. And then a quick few little transformations really quick, and then Autumn's going to take over. So as you guys know, here are some of the transformations. This is Brittany Leggett. She's my grandma upline coach. She's absolutely amazing. Her transformation is remarkable. And here are some other test groupie coaches who were in the group. Incredible transformations, as you can see, and you definitely can share these as well. I will post them in our group for all of you to share. Amazing results, so much dedication, and it's all because of Autumn's incredible one-of-a-kind program that I know you guys, if you go all in, it's going to change. Here's my day 80, and here's my other day 80 there. So those are just some of the transformations, and I'm just gonna let Autumn take it away because I know she has her son and she's not supposed to be working now anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you, Autumn, take it away. I sent you all of the questions, but we'll probably have a ton more. So I have everyone muted, but if you have questions, please put them in the chat box, and I'll make sure to ask Autumn as we go. Just to make sure you get all your questions. Autumn, take it away. Tell them about this.
Hi, guys.
Well, you developed it and everything that maybe I sent you. So I'm going to let the you go.
So first of all, I apologize because I'm actually in a car. I'm not driving, but I'm in my car service because I'm coming home from a trip. So sorry that my lighting is for crap right now, but it is. So, I'm pulling up your questions, Allie. Hold on. Okay, I got it. Let me make sure I have them. So I'm going to just start with your questions because obviously they did just watch the promo video and we've been talking about it so much that I think like the general knowledge of what 80-day obsession is sort of out there already. So I'm just going to dive in to the actual questions. So the first one is, how different is nutrition from the fix? Let's talk about food. Yes, this is a big question that everybody has. It's honestly, you guys, it's not that different. And yet it is completely different all at the same time. We are definitely still using the container system. So that's still going to be there, okay? There is a different formula. You're not using the exact same formula that you use for 21-day fix to figure out which calorie bracket you're in. That changes with every workout program that we put the containers with because each program is designed differently, so you burn a different number of calories. So the formula has to be adjusted for the workout program that you're doing. So just be aware of that it's not the exact same formula. But let me just tell you guys what time nutrition isn't. Time nutrition is not intermittent fasting. A lot of people have been asking me, like, is it intermittent fasting just because they hear the word time nutrition? And it's not. It couldn't be further from it. They just have nothing to do with each other. All it is me basically saying to you guys, answering all the questions that you guys have always asked. Autumn, what containers do I eat before a workout? Autumn, what containers do I eat after a workout? When should I be done with my yellows? When should I be done with my purples? I got to the end of the day and all I have left is a blue and an orange. What should I eat? Because I didn't mix and match my containers properly. It's me telling you what containers go at what meal. So meal 1, you're eating, these 3 containers. Meal 2, you're eating these 4 containers. Meal 3, it's these containers, and so on and so forth. And there's 5 meals a day, and you're going to space them out every 2 to 3 hours. So that's nothing new. That's something I've talked about. The biggest thing with the time nutrition is that unlike 21-day fixed nutrition, where I just say, here's all your containers, mix and match as you would like, I am keeping your macronutrients balanced for you throughout the entire day. So I know some people would be like, oh, I don't like vegetables, so I just ate all 3 of my greens in one meal. That's not ideal because then you're not taking in fiber consistently throughout the day with your vegetables. So I've got that spread out. Same thing with their fruit. They'd be like, oh, I put, bananas and strawberries in my Shakeology. Great. Well, there goes your fruit servings for the day. And now you have no other fruit and fiber to mix throughout the day. So by me giving you timed nutrition, I'm fueling your body for the workouts. I'm fueling your body for after the workout so you can recover properly, keeping your metabolism up throughout the whole day so that it keeps burning and that you maintain that lean muscle mass and you don't eat into your lean muscle mass. There are a few other things that we throw into the 80-day obsession. You recalculate at the end of phase 1, and I'm not going to go into this right now because it's just too hard to explain in abstract when you don't have the meal plan in front of you and when you haven't gone through phase 1. But we recalculate at the end of phase 1, and we actually tweak the formula ever so slightly for phase 2 and 3 based on how much harder the workouts get, how much you're burning, how you're feeling, whether you should be in weight loss or maintenance. And then also in phase 2, we add in refeed days. So, 21-day fix, we did 3-day quick fix. That was basically carb depletion. Fix extreme, we did carb cycling. This is carb loading basically, and it gets added into phase 2, and we do it for a very scientific, specific reason. It's not a refeed, or it's not a cheat day. It's not a free for all. It's still all your containers. I'm telling you how many containers you get, when to spread them out, what meals to put them in. But you're getting more yellows. We like to call them dirty yellows, and it's because we're basically replenishing the glycogen stores in your muscles. After working out for 6 weeks straight, really hard, the sugar in your muscles starts to deplete, and we want to replenish that so that you have more energy to keep going through the next 2 phases. And like I said, I'm not going to get too much into this because I'm sure you guys have heard that we're running another coach test group. Allie, do they know about this yet?
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
We're running this coaches, any coach can be.
You're breaking up, Autumn.
That test group.
You're still a little staticky.
What I can do. Can you hear me?
Okay, that's better. Go ahead. Oh, it's still bad. Hold on. Can you guys hear? Did she sign off? I'm looking for her. Hold tight. Hold tight. Love all the questions. Some of the questions I will answer after regarding the programs, the packages, all of that fun stuff. Hopefully she can get back on here. I'm looking for her. Love all the questions. There is a program. If you guys see her pop on, I'm looking to see if she popped on. Hopefully she can get back on. Let me check my messages to see if she messaged me. Hold on. I'm looking. Oh, wait, no audio. Okay, I'm looking for you, Autumn. Where are you? Okay, there you are. Let me unmute you. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
You're good.
I was like, I'm on, but I'm muted. I apologize, you guys. I was not supposed. My flight got changed, which is why I'm in the car and not in front of my computer doing this call. So I apologize.
No worries. Thank you. No worries.
So just know that in this big coach test group, and Allie can definitely go over it with you guys even more, that I will be in there every day talking to you guys, answering nutrition questions, so anyways.
Hold on.
Okay. I need you to speed up a little bit and get into the right lane because you're in the bumpy one and I got to get past this dead zone. Sorry. I'm like, move it over a lane. The PCH is killing me right now. Okay.
You're good, Adam. We understand. Don't worry. So,
in terms of pregnancy, unfortunately, you guys, this program is absolutely not for a pregnant person. I've been asked the question quite a bit, and it's just not. There's too many dangers involved with it. It's an intermediate to an advanced program. Your heart rate goes up quite a bit in these workouts, and it stays up. We're on our back for a significant amount of time in a lot of the workouts. You're not supposed to be on your back for not ideal for a pregnant woman because something that isn't pregnancy because they're just loose all that. Putting loops around your legs and trying to squat and walks and everything is not a good idea when pregnant. But also, like, this is not the program for that. This is the program when you have time to dedicate a little bit of energy to you. Like, the word obsession isn't about being obsessed about the scale. It's not about being obsessed with the calories. It's about being obsessed with your health and fitness. You have to give a certain level of effort to this program to get the results from it. And when you're pregnant or just had a baby, it's just not going to be the time that you can do that. There's going to be days where you're nauseous. There's going to be days where you're beyond exhausted. Once you have the baby, there's going to be days where you just don't sleep at night. That doesn't do your body any good for recovery from a workout like this intense. So this is something to say for after pregnancy, and maybe like at least 3 or 4 months after the baby's born, when the baby's sleeping through the night, you've been cleared from your doctor, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm sorry, my pregnant ladies, but we'll be here for you afterwards. We're here. We're not going anywhere, and you can join us for round 2. Okay. Let's see. The next question is, can newbies to Beachbody programs start right out with 80-day obsession? That would really depend on if they're just new to Beachbody or if they're new to fitness. If they are new to fitness, I would not recommend this necessarily as their first program. Like I said, intermediate to an advanced program requires a lot of meal prep, requires understanding the container system and how it works, and being incredibly diligent with it and dedicated to it. Most of the workouts are 45 to 55 minutes long, so the little bit longer workouts. So if somebody is new to exercise, my personal thought would be to start them with something a little bit easier, like a 21-day fix or a PIO or something along those lines, and ease them into it. I would really say 21-day fix, especially if they were looking to do 80-day obsession eventually, because you want them to get really familiar with the container system, and with me if they want to do 80-day obsession, obviously. But it's not a complete no to a newbie or to somebody who isn't at their peak fitness level. It's really more about where their mindset is and if they're going to come into it with a positive attitude or not. If they're the person that can come into it saying, I know it's an intermediate to an advanced program and that's not necessarily where I'm at, but I'm just going to do my best. I'm going to give it everything I have. That doesn't mean I'm doing what Autumn's doing. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm doing what the background cast is doing or even what the modifier is doing. I might be modifying the modifier. And if they come into it with that attitude and they're okay with it, then they can absolutely take it on. It's just a matter of making sure that you are doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing, which is coaching them and helping them to figure out if it's going to be right for them. If they're the person that comes to you and is very cynical and is like, I've tried everything, nothing works, this is my last ditch effort, I don't know that I would put them on this as their last ditch effort, because they already feel like they're failing, and you don't want to make them feel like they're going to fail again because something's too hard. So set them up for success. That would be my best advice with that one. Let's see. Can you do 80-day obsession while training for a race such as a half marathon? You can. There's no reason that you can't necessarily. But what you have to remember is when you look at your results, whatever they may be, you have to remember that they don't come completely from 80-day obsession if you're training for a half marathon. And that could be good or bad, you guys, because training like for a half marathon in addition to 80-day obsession is going to require you to tweak the nutrition. And I can't tell you individually how that is to tweak that exactly, okay? You're going to need more food, but it's hard for me to say how much more food on what days. Where are you at in your training? Are you on a 2-mile run, a 3-mile run, a 10-mile run, a 15-mile run? Do you need more carbs to fuel that run? So you sort of, by training for a half marathon and doing this at the same time, you're not exactly doing 80-day obsession. I mean, you're doing it obviously and following the nutrition, but like I said, the nutrition ends up being tweaked, and that may or may not affect your results depending on if you successfully tweak it in the right direction or not. Does that make sense? Nod your heads. Okay, good. So it's not that you can't, you have to be really careful. I wouldn't put a long run day on a day where we just did legs. I wouldn't put it on necessarily a glute day either, because your glutes are what propel you in running. So if you've already taxed them out lifting, I wouldn't necessarily go try to run 12 miles or something like that. I would put it on a cardio day. I would put it on maybe a cardio flow day or AAA. Like those are the 3 days that I would put longer runs on if you're trying to figure out where to put those runs. But it can be done. How long are the workouts? On average, they're 45 to 55, 60 minutes-ish. Cardio core is one of the workouts that is not that long. It's about 35 minutes in length. 27, 35, maybe 38 to 40 in month 3. So it gets a little bit longer each month. But on average, I would just set aside an hour for your workout if it lasts. Yay! But mentally prepare yourself for about an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. The one more question on here is 7 days a week, do they ramp up in duration? No, it's not 7 days a week, it's 6 days a week. It's Monday through Saturday. And it's not that they ramp up in duration. This is not like Shift Shop where it starts at 25, 35, 45. The workouts are as long as they need to be for that workout in that phase. So, like I said, be prepared for about 45 to 55 minutes on average. Allie, those were all the questions in your email. Do you want to start hitting me with questions?
That's perfect. Yep, I have a handful of them right here. Okay, so the first question, well, actually, one thing, Autumn, that I know personally that I would love for you to talk about is the second phase. I know in the test group, the second phase for me, I hit a big plateau, a massive, the results weren't changing. I felt discouraged. I felt like I needed to change my calorie bracket, and I was all over the place. So maybe you can just talk to them about that phase, going from one phase to another, and how, you're still seeing changes. So don't change anything. Trust the process.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. You did not hit a plateau.
Well,
and that's,
I did.
I know. And that's what everybody assumes. Everybody assumes that the second they're not losing 5 and 10 pounds a week, or whatever it is, that they're in a plateau. And that isn't necessarily the case. Okay. So in phase 1, are you going to drop more weight in phase 1 than any other phase? Yeah. It's phase 1 of a brand new workout, doing something new with body is the
You're breaking up. Okay.
Can you ramble words until you tell me I'm not breaking up anymore?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, so start over with the phase.
Okay. So it's not that you're in a plateau. It's in phase 1. You're going to lose weight because it's a new thing. It's a shock to your system. You're following time nutrition. You're working out maybe harder than you were. You're doing something new. So it's normal for your body to respond accordingly and start letting go of a lot of weight. But by the time 4 weeks of that has gone by and you hit phase 2, your body's going to pump the brakes. That's a natural response for your body to go, hold on, is everything okay? What's happening? Am I losing too much weight too fast? It protects itself. Our bodies are very smart. So everybody in phase 2 panicked because they're like, I didn't lose 5 pounds every week. And I'm like, you're not going to lose. You guys, first of all, you can't lose 5 pounds every week of your life forever. You'll die. Plain and simple. So that just is what it is. But it doesn't mean that you're in a plateau, because other things are still happening. If you do your measurements, you'll see that maybe inches are coming down, which means although you might not be losing numbers on the scale, you're burning fat. You're converting it to lean muscle. So you're building lean muscle. You're getting stronger. Muscle burns more than fat in terms of calories. So things are happening. It's just not the drastic change that happens in phase 1. That doesn't mean nothing's happening, and it doesn't mean you have to change your plan. It doesn't mean you have to change your eating. It doesn't mean you're not working hard enough, because everybody panicked in phase 2, and I had to talk many people off the ledge. You'd be shocked at how many messages I was getting. I was like, you guys need to calm down. You're stressing me out. And then phase 3 came along, and guess what? Everybody was like messaging me going, oh my God, I lost 5 pounds this week. And I'm like, yeah, because your body realized everything was okay. And all that work you were doing in phase 2 was doing something.
Yeah.
It just, your body will take a minute. And so often people give up before they get past that. Mm-hmm. So they're like, oh, my body's in a plateau. I knew it. It wasn't going to work. It only worked for a few weeks. And they quit before their body has a chance to finish making the adjustments. The magic is happening on the inside, slowly but surely. Every time you press play, every time you fuel your body properly, the magic is happening. You are not always going to see it every single day. Get off the dang scale. The number on the scale is only one form of measurement. And if you're getting on the scale every day trying to figure out if you're making progress or not, you are going to torture yourself. Use things like photos. Take a photo on Monday, take a photo on Sunday. See how that looks. Compare the beginning of the week to the end of the week. You'll be shocked. Only once a month, but you don't need to measure every day, you guys. It doesn't happen every single day. All little changes that few days in result. But if you take day in and day out, or you like definition, what definition? Okay, hold on. Can you hear me now? Okay, how about now? Am I still breaking up?
Okay, you're good. I see you. You're good.
Okay. So if you're scrutinizing your body every single day, you're going to constantly be frustrated and disappointed. That's not what it's about. So don't focus on that. Let me tell you this, focus on finishing the 80 days and just see where your body is at the end of the 80 days. I would love to see the person who like does their photos, measurements, and weight on day 1 and doesn't do it again until day 80. Like, I want to meet that person that just trusts the process so much that they're like, I'm just going to trust the process. Maybe they take a photo every week because photos are good to have to compare side by side. But my point is that everybody goes in wanting to measure every little inch of success day in and day out, and you just can't do it that way. It's just not productive. So don't think that in phase 2 you hit a plateau or you need to change anything. Just know that you hit the exact spot that you're supposed to be in phase 2.
Yep. No, it's the truth. I mean, I remember I felt discouraged and I was like, what's going on? And then phase 3, it was like 5 pounds in 1 week. My abs popped and I was like, holy moly, what happened? I'm not going to weigh myself for the next round. I'm not going to even look at the scale. So I would encourage you ladies to do that too. Now, some of the ladies were asking, is this meant to be like a shred program, a bulk program, or do you feel like people should stay in one bracket? Because I know for me, I switched my bracket to eat more at one point because I wasn't feeling right. And I was like, I just need to eat more food. And I know that a lot of you guys in the cast, you stand at maintenance. So where do you feel like they should put themselves when they do their calculations?
Well, first of all, I hate it's a shred program. It's a bulk. I mean, unless you're doing Body Beast, which is obviously like to be bodybuilding. I hate is it a shred? Is it a blah, blah, blah? You guys, it's a fitness program. It's meant to get you fit. That's the program that it is. I don't know what your goals are. For me, when I did the program, I was looking to put on lean muscle, but I wasn't looking to put on bulky muscle. So I wouldn't call it a bulking program. I didn't bulk up, but I gained the 3.5 pounds of muscle back that I had lost from not lifting for almost a month because I had an injury. But for other people, they shred it out, which was their goal. So the program is whatever it's going to be to get you to an optimum fitness level. If you have a significant amount of weight to lose, you're going to start off in the weight loss bracket and you're going to see how you feel. And we're going to adjust accordingly. But we're not going to bounce all around from bracket to bracket to bracket to bracket, constantly trying to figure out if we're in the right one or not. Really, the only way you're under eating and the only way you can tell if you're under eating is you're going to be nauseous. You're going to be hungry all the time. You're going to have headaches. You're going to be crabby. You're going to maybe not be able to sleep at night because you're so hungry. You're not going to recover very well from your workouts. However, what you need to be aware of is that you can't use any of those symptoms as judgment in the first 2 to 3 weeks of the program, because more than likely you'll be going through a detox. It's the holidays. Everybody eats a little crappier at the holidays. And the second you cut out the sugar and you cut out the processed food and you cut out the alcohol and all that, your body will detox. And guess what? The symptoms of detox are all the same symptoms of being hungry. So you're going to have to be really aware of whether or not it's the symptoms of detox or if it's the symptoms of, oh my God, I need more fuel. Like I'm just way underfed. But it's not designed for you to be way underfed. So that shouldn't be happening. And again, this is why you guys all as coaches should be in the coach test group that we're going to start on January 15th, because this is stuff that I can answer more individually. And this is stuff that I can go on live and have like a full on hour-long conversation just about, if you're feeling this, do this. If you're experiencing this, do that. Again, it's really hard to start explaining it when nobody's in the program yet. You know, when you guys aren't on it, everything's hypothetical. So I don't want to give too much hypothetical and get people like anxious or get them making up their mind that like, I'm going to eat right here in this way and this is how I'm going to do it, when they haven't started it yet. And that might not be actually ideal for them.
Perfect. I had a lot of these questions. They all said, to get ready for 80-day obsession, you recommend them following the Prepared to be Obsessed workout calendar that you created, correct? You think that would prepare them enough to get started?
Yeah. If they've been working out already, then they should absolutely follow the Prepare to be Obsessed calendar. That's where we're at. Or they can follow any one of my programs. Like they could be doing 21 Day Fix. They could be doing Fix Extreme. Be doing Chisel from Hammer Chisel. Really, as long as you're doing something from one of those programs, I think that's the best way to be prepared or to get prepared. And then doing a little Obsessed on December 20th. I have prepared group, the Obsessed group going through 4 weeks of that. That's a full-on program, guys. It is a standalone program. It's designed to get people ready for 80-day obsession, but it's its own program as well. So you'll get results from it. It will get you ready for 80-day obsession.
It will. It will for sure. Even today when I did the cardio, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just so hard. I mean, it got me going. The next question, I know you talked about nursing mamas, and I know we had like Brittany Leggett, Ashley Smith in our test group. How much calories would you recommend adding to after they calculate?
Essentially, they end up adding 500, but we cover that in the guidebook. Okay. And we wrote it a little bit differently this time, and I honestly can't exactly remember how the nutritionist worded it, because essentially it's the exact same thing as I always said, 500 calories. But she wrote the formula just a little bit differently for us, but it's in there, so they're covered.
Okay, awesome. Another question. Now, I know this answer, but I want them to hear it from you. Is alcohol allowed on the program?
No. You guys, anytime you do a program for the first time, you should follow it to a T. And to a T is that there is no alcohol on the program. Again, it's about being obsessed about your health. And if you can't go 80 days without a drink, there's something else that should be talked about anyways. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's fun. I'm not saying there's not going to be temptation, but plenty of people did it in the test group that went through it and just were like, it just is what it is. We don't have a drink for 80 days. My whole cast did it. I did it. You make the choice. Like, yes, again, there was times where I would have liked to have had a glass of wine or something, but like, it's not the end of the world. You're like the fun doesn't end just because you can't have a drink. So, so for the first time that you're doing it, I always suggest you follow it to a T. And if you're going to keep doing it and do another one, sure, if you want a cocktail. The beauty is that you have stuff. We know how to focus.
Oh, you're breaking up again. You're frozen. You're frozen.
Oh no, hear me?
Hold on. Your face is
Hear
still.
me?
I hear you, but your face is frozen. But that's if I can hear
Oh
you.
no.
Okay, you're good. I see you. Okay, perfect.
Okay, yes.
Another question, you guys. I'll take about 2 or 3 more questions for Autumn. Another one that I have here. This is a good one because I'm interested to hear what you think on this, Autumn, from our test group. It said, Christy asked, during the 80 days in the test group, when did you tend to see most people, us coaches, fade out or lose interest? And what advice would you have to help prevent that while we're hosting a challenge group?
In their test group and
Hold
expected
on.
them to be in it. They were. But I think in phase 2 is when I got questioned the most. Phase 2, when everybody started going, wait a minute, the results aren't coming as fast, what's going on? And I think a lot of people in phase 2 started to doubt whether or not they were going to continue to see success. But they all stayed pretty dedicated and obviously got it. So that was fantastic. But I do think that that's going to be the hardest time is phase 2, when things slow down and the excitement is worn off and you're like 30, 45 days deep and everybody's just sort of like, oh, we're like in it. Okay. That they'll start to fade. And as a coach, it's going to be your job to keep them engaged.
Yep. Totally agree. It's our job as coaches. Now, how do you feel about the performance line? Do you feel like that's a make or break to take all of the performance line with the program, or what do you think? What's your take on that?
I never say what it does is right there in the title, performance. It enhances your performance. It doesn't make or break it's not called the make or break line. It's called the performance line. So we used it. I love it. It's great. You know, if you're tired, you drink Energize, fantastic. You drink Recover after your workout and it helps get glycogen and protein into your muscles right away. Start the recovery process. Awesome. Drink Vanilla Recharge before you go to bed at night when you're tired. Helps with soreness. So when you wake up the next day, you're not quite as sore. You can move a little easier in your workout. Awesome. Like those are all great benefits. But if you don't take it for whatever reason, does it mean you're not going to have results? No, absolutely not. That's what nutrition is about. That's what the food is about. But like I said, the performance line is in there. It is, oh, do not turn here. Yeah, keep going. Sorry, I'll puke. Like the most windy road ever known to man. But the performance line is great. It is timed into the program. So you'll see it if you do plan on using it. Like it's written in there so you know how to use it and when to use it. But there's also a sample day in case you're not using it so that you can see what that sample day looks like as well.
Perfect. Love it. I used everything except the recharge. I used all Energize, Hydrate, and Recover, and I loved it. I never drank Energize before 80-Day Obsession, and I was like, if I'm going to do this program, I'm just going to drink everything that I can take. And then there is a vegan line. Some of the girls were asking if there's a vegan option, which there is a vegan option. Now, just correct me, Adam. No, you shouldn't do the peak week if you're vegan because you really don't have that as an option, correct? Just want to confirm that.
You can't do peak week as a vegan. Yeah, there is a full vegan plan, but you can't do peak week nutrition as a vegan. It's just impossible. There's no way to carb cycle as a vegan.
Perfect. I know lots of us will be asked that question.
Yes.
And then Jess asked, which I think you already answered this, they would really like to know about the variation of workouts. How many total workouts and how much are they repeated in the schedule? I guess like how they change from phase 1 to 2 to 3.
Yeah, there's 6 workouts in each phase. So you saw that in the promo video. There's leg day, butt day, cardio core, total body core, cardio flow, and AAA. each phase has those 6 workouts. But those 6 workouts, you know, here's these 6 workouts in phase 1, and then you get a set of 6 new workouts in phase 2, set of 6 new workouts in phase 3. Being that we were 80 days straight, I was able to change the reps and the weights and the order in which we do everything. So in week 1, you do a 2x15 where you go through the whole workout once, circle back to the top, go through it all again, doing 15 reps. Week 2 is a 3x10, so it's heavier weights. You go through the whole workout 3 times, 10 reps of everything. Week 3 is a 3x10 again, so heavy weights again, but we do 3 moves in a row for 10 reps, and then we move on. So it's all three times, then you move on to the next 3 exercises, all 3 sets, next 3 exercises. And then week 4 is a 2x15 again, but same thing. We pick 3 exercises, 2 sets of 15, then you move on to the next set. So by doing it like that, we're burning the muscle out very differently than when you circle through the whole workout and then come back to the top. So every time I get to make those little tweaks, that essentially makes it a different workout. It's not going to feel the same. You're not necessarily going to lift the same. You're not going to move at the exact same speed. Everything is going to feel a little bit different. And like I said, right at the end of week 4, when you go into the next phase, it's 6 new workouts. They still have those themes, leg day, butt day, cardio core, all that, but they're completely different workouts. Some of the moves build a little bit from phase 1 or from phase 2, but they're completely different workouts. So it's like starting a whole new program again. So you're going to go through all the frustration in phase 1 of being like, what is she doing? What is this move all about? Oh, it feels awkward. And by the end of week 4, you'll have it, and then you'll move on to phase 3 and do it all again.
Love it. I'm obsessed with the workouts. They change every single time. They never seem the same to me. You guys will love, 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 love them. The sliders and the bands are the best thing in the fitness world for Beachbody. I love them.
Thank you.
I'll do the last question, and then we'll close it out. So someone asked about modification. I know you touched on this, but bad back, knee issues, can you do this if you can't do jumping or impact work? Can you just modify everything that's jumping?
Yeah, you can modify everything that's jumping. We have a modified impact out. So as long as you can, yeah, you can still definitely do it by take the jumping out.
Perfect.
Just follow the modifier and you'll still get great results.
I had to do the modified version in the first couple weeks. I was like, this is killing me. Like, it's intense. I mean, especially oh my gosh, it's really intense. But oh my gosh, I loved it. I can't wait for all of the coaches to try it. For me, I don't know if I'll ever try another program again because I just love it so much.
Thank you.
Seriously, I mean, I believe honestly this will be a game changer for coaches, for challengers, and just for Beachbody as a whole. Hands down. Hands down. Oh, one last question, and then I'll let you go, Autumn. Is the nutrition planned for AM or PM workouts? Will that matter? That's a good question. So.
Doesn't matter. The nutrition is for whenever you work out, and you'll see that, and it's completely explained in the nutrition program. There's basically what we call your workout block, and it moves with wherever you put your workout in the day. So, and we have a sample day of if you work out in the morning, if you work out in the afternoon, or if you work out at night. So you're totally covered no matter when you're exercising.
But you have to follow the block, the eating block.
Yes.
Workouts.
Yes.
Like key, crucial.
Absolutely.
What about people? I mean, there were some girls in our test group that work, long shifts. You think it's possible if you're working a 12-hour shift to do the nutrition?
I think it's always possible. Yeah, you have to plan your meals. You have to bring them with you. But that's for everybody. There's plenty of days where I was working 12 and 13-hour days. I just had my meals with me. So if it's important to you, you're going to do your meal prep. You're going to pack it. You're going to take it with you, and you're good to go. You guys are going to eat anyways. That's the thing. You're not going to go 12 hours without eating.
Yep.
So just pack your food so that you have what you need.
Yep. I bought one of those isolator, I think one of those big eating container things, and I took my meals with me everywhere I went. I mean,
yes.
Everywhere. I ate cold food all the time. It was
all the time.
all the time. So Autumn, thank you so much for getting on our call and sharing. I know my girls have a ton of more questions, so I'm going to stay on with them and go over the logistics of everything.
Okay.
But thank you. Do you have anything else?
My pleasure. You guys, thank you so much for having me on. It's coming up after here. I appreciate it. I'm excited for you guys to try it. Nope, a little further. Sorry. But seriously, thank you for having me on. Thank you for all of your hard work. Allie, thank you for talking to them and getting everybody prepared for this. I think it's going to be really amazing come January. So let's have a great end of the year. Happy holidays. And see you guys in the
And thank you. Thank you so much, Autumn. You're amazing. Thanks for making the time tonight. Obviously, you're traveling. Means the world. And I know all of our girls on this call tonight are so freaking pumped up. And I'm excited for another round. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Bye. Have a good night. Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Bye. Hey. Okay, so I hope you guys love that. Oh my gosh, we had like 88 of you on here. Kind of fabulous. So what I'm going to do for the next 14 minutes is I'm going to go over some of the questions that you guys asked that really Autumn didn't really need to answer, just regarding the packages and all of that information. And then I'm going to unmute I have you guys all muted. Mute all. I'm going to give you guys the option to unmute yourself. But we'll do like 14 minutes of just talking about it, just because I was in it and I can get more into the nitty gritty of it for you guys. So I'm so glad all of you ladies got on here. Yay. Okay. So the first question that some of you all asked were about the programs, about the different options for coaches, for challengers, and everything. I don't know if you have seen this, whether I'm your upline coach or someone else is. Make sure, I'm going to screen share this with you. And let me see if I can pull it up. But this is in one of your Beachbody Champion pages. You can also ask your upline coach for it. But I'm going to share this with you because some of you were asking. The program is released. The nutritional program, the equipment, everything that you need is released on December 14th. The workouts will not be released until the 15th. But you want to get your ladies and any of your potential clients, challengers, with the program on the 14th, because as someone who's been through this, I had a day to absorb the meal plan and put it together on paper, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And you're going to want to have your challengers think about it, ingest it, ask questions. But this is what you all need to look at. This should be in the COO, or your upline coach can give it to you. But this is the different, hopefully all of you have seen this, but if you haven't, like I said, it's in the Coach Online office. But these are the different packs that you're going to offer all of your people that are available on December 4th through January 14th. The reason why January 14th, because the promotion. There's the blue section is for all existing customers and coaches. This is existing customers and coaches. So look at these two different options. Kim Carver, he's corporate with Beachbody. He made an awesome video talking about the packs. But check this blue section out for customers and coaches. The second is for all new customers and coaches. This is the challenge packs for all new customers and coaches. The yellow is for existing BOD only customers. So these are for people who don't get the Shakeology, they're just BOD. And these packets have different options where you get the Shakeology, the Recover, the Energize, or you get the Shakeology or the Performance Line, or you just get the workout. So make sure you check this out. This is the information that you need for existing customers on Shakeology, coaches, new customers and new coaches, and existing BOD customers only. So that is that information. With the challenge packs, just so you know, they are promotion, like just the generic basic challenge pack, which is the 1 year of BOD, Shakeology, or a Performance Line stack, plus the program pack. The program pack is everything you need to know on a nutritional level. All of that you're going to get mailed to you, and that's on sale for $170 until the 14th, and then it goes to $180. But there's no DVDs for 80 Day Obsession, if you guys didn't know that. There's no DVD option. Everything is BOD. So they have to have BOD to get 80 Day Obsession. You get the sliders, you get the bands, you get all of that fun stuff. Obviously, I would recommend the Mega Program Pack or the Mega Challenge Pack to everyone, whether they're a coach, an existing customer or a new customer, I would get the Mega Challenge Pack because that's the 1 year of BOD. Shakeology Plus, you get 2 Energize and you get 4 Recover. So that means that you get all of your Energize and all of your Recover for the entire 80 days. So they don't have to go buy more Energize or buy more Recover. They get it with that challenge pack, and then they'll get their Shakeology on HD. The other question I saw, let me just look. If a customer's year of BOD is expiring this month, do they just purchase that separate, or can they buy the challenge pack? If it's going to expire, and if it does expire, then I would just have them buy the challenge pack personally. That's what I would do. The program materials will be online. The stuff will be in there just like 21 Day Fix, just like all of that stuff. But honestly, you're going to want to flip through it. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of, it's a lot of content. And I remember going over it. I still go over it and look over everything, just adjusting, because there isn't a lot of deviation, if I can be honest with you. It's pretty follow the plan. There's no deviation. All of the workouts will be available on BOD like other programs, or is it going to work a little obsessed? They'll be on there. So if you're in the test group, she was talking about the coach test group. So the coach test group, anyone can be in it that's a coach. It's just for coaches. And it's going to be a test group for all Beachbody coaches. She will be in there. We will all start the program together on the 15th. Obviously, she'll be involved. But it's more of like a coach-wide challenge group, test group that we'll do together. Obviously, we're all going to have challengers doing it, but it's going to be a test group just for coaches if you want to participate. Because, most of us, we run challenge groups. It's nice to have a challenge group for ourselves. So that's what that is. And like she said, she'll be in there. So if you have questions, if you're struggling, you can post in that test group that she's a part of, and she can help you, if you're having issues with your nutrition or anything like that. Coach test group. January 15th. It starts the 15th when the program is released, when the workouts are released. Do people just need bands and sliders? You get the bands and sliders, but you're going to want weights. I personally I didn't have to, but I bought Bowflex weights because I wanted heavy. I would say personally, from my experience, as long as you have like hand weights that can go up to like 25 each, you'll be good. Like you don't need to go buy a Bowflex or the power blocks or whatever. Just have at least a 25 and a 25, because when you do sumo squats and say you want to do 40, you can hold both of them. So you definitely need weights for that. There were times in the beginning where I used 8-pounders. So you need a good range of weights for sure. At the end of it, I think I was doing 100 pounds for deadlifts. So, I went from lifting not a lot to a lot by the end of this. I'm scrolling up to see if there's any more questions. Okay, so Nicolette said, Allie, for the shift workers, if they can't work out on the 12-hour shift days, can they still adapt to the plan? Yeah, for the 12 shift people, honestly, you just are going to have to wake up early and get your workout done before, or you're going to have to work out when you get home. I was a nurse. I worked 12-hour shifts. I worked, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And for me, you're either going to have to work out at 4 a.m. or you're going to have to work out when you get home at 7 p.m. That's the key. Now, a little bit about the eating block, and I'll talk about that so you guys can understand. There's a window block to eat. And say I personally work out at 8 a.m., I have to eat 60 minutes to 90 minutes before my workout, no matter what. 60 minutes to 90 minutes before my workout, I have to eat. For me, I had to eat a red, a yellow, a green, and an orange. 60 minutes to 90 minutes before my workout. And then I had to drink my Energize 30 minutes before. Then you have to have your Recover and your piece of fruit immediately after you work out, like instantaneously. Like I would have it setting up, ready to eat. Then you have to eat another entire full meal an hour after you drink your Recover. After you have that, an entire full meal. So it's a red, a yellow, red, yellow, green, and a teaspoon. So you're eating 2 full meals before and after your workout almost right away. So that's why it's important that, you have a plan. I will say, map out your workouts. I try to work out the same time every time for the entire 80 days because of just the meal plan. It gets kind of hairy. It's difficult when you change it around. So let me see if there's any other questions. You guys can unmute yourself and ask questions too. Let me scroll down. Not sure how that is going to work. I already get up at 4:15. So Andrea, if you get up at 4:15 to work out, then you would have to eat at 3:15 a.m. So for you, I would say work out at night on your day, on the days that you work shifts. That would be my personal thing. There were ladies in our test group. There were 2 people in our test group who they ate at like 3:30, 4 a.m. because they were pharmacists in the way they worked. They ate at like 3:30, 4 a.m. and then they worked out at like 5 a.m. But you have to block out an hour for the workout. It's not a quick 30 minutes. It's a solid hour. There are moves like cardio flow, 26 minutes, AAA, which is arms, abs, and ass. That's what it stands for. That one is about 45 minutes. But there was some days where because we were live every day with her, there was one day where we went over like an hour and 15 minutes, but they had to shorten it because it was too long. They wanted to keep it within an hour. Okay, I'm reading the rest of this. Were you hungry at all in the program, or did you feel satisfied? I was personally in plan A because I wanted to lose 10 pounds. So I started off in plan A and I felt like death, if I can be honest with you. I felt awful. I felt like I had the flu. Obviously, I knew I was detoxing, but I was eating clean previously. I felt awful. I couldn't get through my workouts. So I posted in the group, and a lot of other people were feeling the same way. And they actually recalculated the program because so many of us were struggling in plan A. So instead of subtracting 500 for weight loss, they subtracted, it was 750. They subtracted 750 for weight loss, and they changed it to 500. So when they calculated the 250 calories difference, I went from plan A to plan B for weight loss. So I went to plan B, and I felt like amazing. I was never hungry. I was full, satisfied. And then I actually bumped up to plan C because I was like, what the heck? I'm in the test group. I might as well just eat more food and see how I did. And I lost 13 pounds, 15 inches, and I went from 18% body fat to 12% body fat. So yeah, and I followed it to a T. I didn't have one sip of alcohol. I didn't have one treat. I followed the program to a T. I moved 3 times. I had Hurricane Irma with 6 days with no power. I have 3 kids. So if I can do it, you can do it for sure. It's definitely possible. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. You guys can mute yourself. Yeah, I actually think, Christy, I think I maybe got down to 10% body fat. I didn't check myself like that last week for peak week, which I should have, but right before peak week, which is your last week, it's the 13th week, which I'll explain what peak week is. Right before the peak week, I was down to 12%, and I probably got down to probably like 10% that last peak week. Because the last peak week, I lost 5 pounds. The last week of the program, I lost 5 pounds, and that's when my abs popped out. So I'm trying to read what else. And I will say this, make sure you eat, ladies. Don't be afraid to eat. I went into this program as a foodie, but I've always been afraid to eat because I've been scared to bulk because I do like to lift heavy. And Becky, the Delgado sisters, I don't know if you guys follow them. Becky messaged me privately, and she's like, Allie, don't be afraid to eat. She's like, eat the food. It's 80 days. Don't be afraid to eat. And I ate. I felt amazing. I never caved. I never struggled. I felt incredible, the best I've ever felt ever in my health journey. And I had like a 6-pack, 8-pack at the end of it. So totally worth it. Let me see if there's any other questions. 2 more minutes and then we'll sign off. Any other questions at all? Any other questions? I'm reading up to see if there's any more.
I have a question. I don't know if I'm allowed to just unmute myself, but what's the timing of the phases? Like, how many days into phase 1 until phase 2, and then until phase 3? What's the breakdown? Like 20 days, and then it's phase 2, or
it's like 5 weeks. So phase 1 is like around 5 weeks because the program's 13 weeks, so it's 80 days, and 80 days is the amount of workouts that you have. So it's actually longer than 80 days because they don't count Sundays. So if you took the Sundays and you added them up, it would be more than 80 days. But the 80 days are the actual amount of days that you work out, which kind of like messed with my head because, well, I was always like 1 or 2 days ahead because they don't count Sundays as a part of the program, even though you're following the program. But Sundays you eat differently as well. So Monday through Saturday, you have a specific meal plan. And then Sunday, you eat a little bit different because you're not working out that day. So Sunday is a different day. And then unless you change it, I mean, you pretty much want to stick, I will say personally, like from my experience and from what I saw in the group, calculate your calories, stick with it. And as you go from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3, try to stay in the same bracket because your body's going to adjust. And, you know, if you need to lose 10 pounds, personally from my experience, if you need to lose weight, 10 pounds, then I would maybe even start, this is my experience, is I would maybe start in the maintenance bracket if you only need to lose 10 pounds, personally, from my own experience, because I feel like if I would have started off in plan C, where I ended up in, I feel like maybe I would have avoided that awful first week. And I think I still would have lost weight because even Becky, who I became good friends with, she started off in C and she lost a lot of weight and she got an 8-pack. But if you know, it's up to you. I would say based off of how you feel, like she said, if you feel nauseous, if you feel sick, if you have a headache, you know, there's going to be detox, but that's not something you can do for 80 days. This isn't 21-day fix to have a fast. This is maintainable for 80 days. But yeah, the workouts change. 5 weeks. I think 4 weeks is the first phase. 5 weeks is the second week. And then there's the last part of the week. And then the last week is peak week. So peak week is carb cycling, and it's meant to shred you down, major shred down. So obviously if you're vegan, you can't do that because you're literally eating protein and vegetables. That is it the last week. And you're carb cycling 4 out of the 6 days, you're carb cycling. 2 of the days are normal days. And that's where you really do shred down. You can't do peak week if you're vegan or breastfeeding. So neither one. If you're breastfeeding, you cannot do peak week at all. It's too much of a calorie deficit for that. Were there meal plans available to go along with it? I'm freaking out. All the people I plan for food. Okay, so this, I will say this is, the meal plans is tough. I'm a meal plan guru, and they don't give you meal plans because there's no way possible to create meal plans for every person with different calorie brackets. Not calorie brackets, but with different timing. Because if I work out at 12 p.m. and someone else works at 8 a.m., the entire thing is going to look different. I have meal plans, and they're all based around working out at 12 p.m. because I had to work out with Autumn at 12 p.m. live every day. So I have that. So you can make a meal plan, but people are going to have to move all of the food pairings around. That's why it's really important to get the nutritional program in advance. I have all of my meal plans created in Google Sheets, and I have them on the bottom, and I can adjust my stuff, but it's very detailed. You can't just wing it. You cannot just wing this program, or you won't stay on track, from my experience. I mean, at one point for me, we were like homeless for 2 weeks, pretty much living with my parents, had no kitchen, and I ordered all my food from a place where they meal prepped because I couldn't cook, and that's the only way I could stay on track. So it's possible. It just takes a big commitment. 21-day Fix Extreme is also carb cycling. So what is the difference? Just the specifications of what containers. 21-day Fix Extreme, you carb cycle the entire time. You only carb cycle for 1 week in this. So 1 week out of the 13 weeks is when you carb cycle, where 21-day Fix Extreme is 3 weeks. It's like intense 3 weeks. The carb cycling for me on my plan, I only had 1 carb. I only had 1 carb on my carb cycle days, and I had no fruit. All my fruit was taken away on my carb cycle days. So, I mean, it really it takes a lot of the stuff away. But honestly, I felt great because I was in the right plan. I was eating plan C. So there's a plan C for peak week. There's a plan B. There's a plan A. So for me, because I was eating what my body needed, I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel awful. I didn't personally. The first 2 weeks were pretty rough, but when I changed my calorie bracket, I felt great. Any other questions?
So for men and women, if either one was going to do this program, it gives you the breakdown of the meal plan according to when you're supposed to eat, exactly what you're supposed to eat throughout the day, right? Because that's what I struggle with is at what point in the day do I eat the certain containers?
What they'll do, Maria, is what in the program, in the guide, what it will say is they'll give you an example, which is really great. Look at the example, understand it. This is going to take some thought, sitting down and figuring this out. And I would say, whether I'm your upline coach or another upline coach is here, that invited you, I would start some type of team-wide, like meal plan, if possible, that you guys can share and you guys can edit together. Because that's what we did in the test group, because we had Eastern time people, Pacific time people. We had people all across the board in the test group. And we had also people working at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. So I shared mine with the test group. But even then, you have to pick the time that you're going to work out and try really hard to stick with it, and then just write it out. So for example, Maria, if you work out at 8 a.m. and your husband works out at 12 p.m., you guys can still eat the same food, but you're going to eat different foods at different times. So most likely your dinner is going to look completely different from his dinner because of the way of the food placements. So in plan A and plan B, you never eat carbs with fats because of the pairings. Where your husband, because he's eating more, he might be able to eat fats with his dinner because that's his food. So you can still eat all of the same prep food. My husband he didn't do the test group with me, but he did the meal plan with me. He ate all the same foods that I ate. He just had to eat more of it. He had to eat maybe some extra fats and extra carbs, but he ate different because he did his workouts at nighttime. So the way he did it was different, because you have to follow the instructions literally to a T of where the food is placed, because she has them paired with everything. Like she wants the fruit paired with these type of foods. She wants one of the fruits paired with Recover. You always eat a fat with the vegetable, a blue with a green. So it's specific. So you definitely want to look through it and plan it out. That's why have it ordered for yourself by the 14th. For sure, and for your challengers. The one thing I will say too is, I'll just say this. When I first found out about this test group, I almost didn't do it because I did not think I could commit to 80 days. And I know that a lot of you are probably, I'm looking at some of my coaches kind of saying, I'm scared. I almost said no because I didn't think I could stick to 80 days of no alcohol, no dessert. My lifestyle with 3 kids, I was afraid my business was going to go downhill. I didn't think I could get on live every day with Autumn, but you have to push yourself. You have to get uncomfortable to grow. And I will say that if you commit to this program and you go all in, you will radically transform your life personally and professionally. It's an 80-day journey. This is a lifestyle. And if you guys didn't know this, but some of the top coaches in this company came from P90X. So that was a 90-day program. So think this is 80 days. Actually, it's longer than 80 days if you count Sundays. You guys have an opportunity to go into 2018 with the most kick-ass program I believe Beachbody has. And you can use this to help yourself. You can use this to help your family, to help your challengers, to help other coaches on your team. You just have to decide and commit and just do it. It's not easy. But one thing that Danielle Natoni said on our first day was that discipline equals freedom. And you have an opportunity to be as disciplined as all get out, and you will have so much freedom in your life from this program if you just do it. I would if you guys can, do the test group that Autumn's hosting, do it team-wide. I'm doing a team-wide challenge group for all of my coaches, for all their challengers, for all of us to be a part of it because it's 80 days. Do Zooms. You guys, I showed up for 60 days, 70 days. I showed up on every single live Zoom at 12 o'clock with Autumn, every single day. And it's because I had to show up and be accountable just like this, live with people. So if you can, do some Zooms. You don't have to do it every day, but pick maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, or maybe every Saturday. You jump on a Zoom with all of your ladies doing 80-day obsession. Because the more accountability you have, the more willing you're going to show up. So I would definitely do that. Maybe plan it out with your team, something like that. Have some 5 a.m.ers, have some nooners, have some nighttime people. It will really make a huge difference. Any other questions? It's 10:09. We'll sign off. I do have this recorded, so I will give this to, I'll post this on my Coach Family page, and I'll send it to my SPs that are on here, Ashley and Nick. for them to give to their teams. And that's it. Any other questions? Thanks for getting on. Just do it. Just do it. You're welcome. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Bye, you guys. Thanks for getting on. I'll post the recording. Bye.